All right. Hello again, Avengers, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Legend of the Three Kingdoms. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns, said my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and sorry.
Don't die.
Something definitely went down the wrong tube. Oh my. And the people below me just watched me eat shit. Wow. That was like a face plant vocally.
You want to start this? You want to stop the stream and start it again?
No, it's just good stuff. Yeah. Hey, to be perfectly honest, if I can get on live stream fails, like, I mean, that would massively raise my my footprint here on Twitch. I did find it funny. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. On when I got my Twitch year in review, I was in the top 5% of D&D streamers because there's so many of us. And every so often, I get double digits, which is more than everybody else. So I was very, very proud. I was like, yeah, I'm a top 5% D&D streamer. Making it sound like, yeah, I'm on the level of Critical Role, where I'm nowhere near. But there's a lot of people that stream D&D, and nobody watches them. So, announcements. I am going to mention this probably every stream I do until something changes. Discord is fucked. And what I mean by that is they have recently announced that starting in March, they're going to require age verification in order to access anything that they declare as NSFW or adult-oriented. Which most people think is just naughty pictures. But it can be anything from excessive swearing, topics that they deem that they don't think kids should be talking about, really anything that they want. And because it's going to be decided by AI, bad stuff is going to happen. I'm not even going to go, it might happen. Nope, it's going to happen.
Why can't go on?
Because we keep proving the methods they're trying to utilize to think of the children are actually even worse for security.
Mm-hmm. So
and
anyway,
now, using they either scan your face or show them your government ID.
And they the one thing that we can be 100% sure about is they definitely won't get hacked, and 75,000 people will have their identities stolen again. It's not like that happened in October. Not October of 2017 or October, in the 90s. No, this was October of last year, 3 months ago, folks. So anyway, I'm going to continue saying this over and over and over again. Be pissed off, make lots of noise, cancel your Nitro subscription, delete Discord if you can. I literally can't. All of these people here, the way that I get them to come to this game is I use my Discord channel. And that's also how I do my Zelda game as well. I am fully integrated. However, I've never paid them a dime for it, and I'm not going to now. So yes, that is very, very big news. And I firmly believed up until this announcement, Discord was the future of TTRPG groups because there's so many useful tools in there. So if we make enough noise, we make a big enough stink, I am hoping that they realize what a monumentally stupid idea this is.
Cost them money.
Yeah.
Cost them money. Just cost them money. They were, you can't, first off, you can't tell me you weren't making money from Nitro in the first damn place. Now I can only imagine. I really want to see what the downward is.
Why, is Discord publicly traded? Because that would be something I would love to see is what their stock is doing
Well,
right now.
someone else owns them, so I don't think so. But I could be wrong about that.
Well, whoever owns them, if they're publicly traded, I would love to watch that. Because like Microsoft's stock went crazy after certain things were revealed that we're not going to talk about here, but holy shit. Um, yeah. So anyway,
Hmm.
I'm going to continue saying this over and over and over again until something changes because I'm going to be blunt. Without this, Discord has so much potential and so many cool things that you can do with it. And it could be game changing. It already has been game changing for not just TTRPGs, but for communities in general. Discord has been wonderful and amazing, and this could end a lot of people. So
Discord is not publicly traded, but it's owned mostly by its founders, a few venture capital firms, and Sony.
it's partially owned by Sony.
And they
Which is
because they
Now it makes sense.
which okay, so now that's even more doubly entertaining. Hey, don't worry about our Discord because they said like the people who own us will be. Y'all remember when everyone and their dog was hacking Sony?
I mean, it basically it turned into Sony got hacked again. Is it that time of day?
Yeah.
Like you could set your watch
Jesus,
to a
I
Sony
forgot
hack.
that. Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, please make a big stink about this. Just make make this such a big deal that they cannot ignore it. They have already less than 24 hours after announcing it. They have already started making statements and promising that they're going to be good and all this other stuff. We have already
It doesn't
scared
matter.
them some.
Doesn't matter.
We need to keep going.
Yeah.
And this is need to clarify. What I mean by this is complain about what they're doing, not attack anyone involved with Discord personally in any way, shape, or form. That doesn't do anything. It makes it worse. If you do that, they will double, triple, and quadruple down. Do not single out Discord employees and make threats and all that. That's the dumbest thing in the world you could do. You will hurt everything that's going on. Just complain to Discord themselves and keep personal stuff out of this.
Yes. I would say if you find a Discord employee, buy them a beer, have a
They're
chat with them,
Yeah, they're going
explain
through
to them, hey, this is messed up. And they'll probably go, yes,
Yeah,
we
we know.
agree. Thank you for the
Do
beer.
you know how many times I got yelled at by customers for things that I had been fighting against for months? I got yelled at by employees when I was in management. I used to get yelled at by employees for implementing rules that I had actively fought against and worked, created alternative workarounds to make them less bad for the employees. And then there was nothing else I could do because somebody at corporate made a decision. And then everybody would be like, I can't believe you're doing this. I'm like, I'm not. I swear to you, I'm not. Do you want to see the 60 hours of work and the 300 pages of documents I created to try and prevent this? Well,
Yes.
you're the manager. Kind of. Not when I don't get to make decisions about how I treat my employees.
Not a
Anyway.
not a manager at CEO level.
Gotta love it. All right, so that being said, there's actually cool things going on right now. First things first, remember how Cypher mentioned Cypher is in the Cypher system, not Cypher as in the bastard that betrayed Morpheus? That's a real deep cut right there, folks.
God, that hurts me. That is a deep cut that hurts. Fuck.
Anyway, only a few years away, and that's going to be 30 years old, too. The Cypher system ran a Kickstarter backwardated crowdfunding thing over the summer last year to fund Cypher System 2.0, which is just going to be called Cypher. Well, in addition to creating Cypher, which is the generic, system or genre agnostic thing that is really awesome. they a few days ago launched the Numenera second edition, or whatever you want to call it, crowdfunding. It was immediately crowdfunded. It's been very, very successful. If you are unfamiliar, Monty Cook Games, the people that make the Cypher system, the first thing that they made was this system called Numenera. And it is an amazing campaign setting for the Cypher system. Like, the Cypher system started as Numenera. The whole idea behind Numenera is you live in what's called the Ninth World. There have been 8 entire civilizations that have existed, come to prominence, and then been completely wiped off the face of the map before the one that you live in. And the big driving force behind Numenera is going out and discovering these lost civilizations and exploring. It is such an interesting, unique TTRPG experience. They're currently crowdfunding the new version of it to go along with the new version of Cypher. So if you want to be involved in that, I believe it's going to be going on at least into part of March. I don't know how far. I haven't actually looked at it, but
30 days left right now.
30 days left. Yeah, so we got plenty of time. But yeah, it's been. What are they at right now? As funding wise?
So for Numenera, the Amber Archive, it is at $408,000.
Yeah. So that's not much money at all. And this is a few days in, and they're doing stretch goals and all these other stuff. Like, Monty Cook runs a really good Kickstarter or crowdfunder, whatever. Is it Kickstarter or BackerKit?
Backer kit.
BackerKit. They run a really good backer kit, and it's always a lot of fun. So definitely check that out. And again, I have I found out recently I actually know someone that works for Monty Cook, or at least did. I believe she still does. Terry Latorco, who used to be a Geek and Sundry vlogger. She was the wargaming vlogger.
Oh yeah,
yeah. She works for Monty Cook in their, I think, something to do with either social media or marketing, something in that neighborhood, or at least she did at one point. And she probably one of the coolest people you will ever meet. I've gotten to interact with her a few times. She's massively awesome. So yeah, definitely check that out. In addition to that, I'm trying to think if there's other like big TTRPG stuff happening right now. At this point, we do have the expansion for Daggerheart, Hope and Fear. Is supposed to be coming out sometime, I think either late spring or summer this year. So we're only a few months away from that being a thing. If you pre-order it, you can you get the PDF for free, which is really cool. And apparently you get the PDF, according to their website, you get the PDF a couple weeks early, which would be very cool. I haven't seen anything on Demiplane for it yet, but I will assume you'll be able to pick it up on Demiplane too. I plan on picking it up on Demiplane. That's the other kind of big news. Demiplane has rolled out what they're calling campaigns. Basically, what it is you can set up a campaign, and then players can be added to the campaign, so you have all of their character sheets there. And they're also eventually going to be adding, they don't have it yet, but they're eventually going to be adding NPC creators and trackers, and also monster creators and trackers, and encounter builders, all built into this campaign system. And they've rolled it out for a bunch of different TTRPGs. I know Daggerheart has it. I think Cyberpunk might have it. One of the Pathfinder thingies has it. I don't know if it's Pathfinder or Starfinder. And they're slowly rolling it out to all the stuff that's supported on Demiplane. And this is a really, really big deal, guys. Probably one of the best things about D&D Beyond is their campaign system. It's how you share content in there. And it also allows you to do everything from encounter building to it's such a useful feature, and it's something that we've been desperately needing for Demiplane, specifically Daggerheart, because there just really isn't anything that kind of compares with that right now. So yeah, it's cool. I've played around with it a little bit. It is very, very bare bones right now, but as soon as it's up and running and stuff, like Demiplane is going to be Demiplane is going to be the place to run campaigns from. If this works out the way I would like it to, because it works really, really well, and so much of Demiplane has worked really, really well. They've had their hiccups, but overall, it's a great little website. So yeah. Other things going on right now.
Towards the end of February, High Rollers will be launching their own Kickstarter called Althea: The Dragon Empire, and that's Mara Humes's Althea campaign world. They're actually launching a Kickstarter. So they'll have classes, the world, the lore, all that kind of stuff, and they are going to be launching that Kickstarter to publish their own campaign book.
Is that going to be 5e or
5e setting?
Very, very cool. The High Rollers in general are very, very cool peoples. And Mercer gets a lot of credit, and it's very much due. Like he has done some amazing, wonderful things, and Brennan Lee Mulligan gets a lot of credit for just being insane. But Mara, I don't think gets anywhere near the credit that they deserve, because High Rollers has done so many amazing things, and really was one of the things that helped really kind of solidify live plays and stuff like that. They've done some really incredible stuff.
Thanks to all of their work and the fans, that they were able to all quit their other jobs for the most part, my understanding, and this is their business.
So I mean, so yeah, I'd love to see them do exceptionally well. I guess the other thing that's going on right now, all those Kickstarters we got really, really excited about over the past 6 months, we're getting closer and closer to those being real things. So yeah, the new Cypher is supposed to be coming out in the summer. Sword World, the Kickstarter for that is supposed to be starting, I want to say it's either April or May, so that's only a couple months away. Twilight Sword, we're supposed to start getting some news in the next 4 or 5 months here. What was the other really? We're already getting lots of really cool news about the Fabula Ultima Kickstarter that they did. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on right now, and it's looking like this summer there's going to just be a lot of really cool stuff that drops. So yeah, also, yoink. There's the book. It's called Ironheart. It is a solo play TTRPG that's all about you exploring the universe with your giant mech friend. And it's really adorable. The company that makes this is currently running a Kickstarter for pins, enamel pins and stuff like that. But they recently announced that they're going to be running a Kickstarter for a multiplayer version of this, a more kind of traditional TTRPG where you have like a GM and a bunch of players, as opposed to this, which is really supposed to be kind of like a solo play or like a 1 or 2 person kind of Giga game. So they're expanding it to a more traditional TTRPG, which is very, very cool. So, and they're a great group of people that have done cool stuff. So, yeah. Again, lots of cool stuff, despite the fact that the world is on fire right now. Some places quite literally. There's still lots of really cool, amazing stuff going on in the TTRPG realm and kind of related to the things. Oh yeah, I forgot the other thing that happened. Darrington released. I can't remember if they released it or they just announced it. They have a new board game that's coming out where you get to play kind of famous characters from Exandria. I don't remember everything about it. I want to say it's either a card game or a deck building game or something similar to that. But it was literally just announced a few days ago, and it looks massively fun. So yeah, despite the fact that everyone right now is thinking of Darrington Press as, oh, that's the place where they make Daggerheart, they're also still pumping out new board games on a regular basis.
You can still get Queen by Midnight at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah. Well, you got Queen by Midnight. They had the one
And expansion.
You have to make the solar garden that they launched at what was it at
I know the name. I forgot the name. I know the game.
Yeah.
Solar Punk type.
The largest gaming convention in North America. I can't remember what it's called anymore.
Gen Con.
There we go. At Gen Con, they launched a game. Then they continue to make cool shit. So, yeah. Ukatoa. That's another one that they made that's really cool. And yeah, don't get me wrong. Daggerheart has been very, very cool, and I've loved it. But they make other cool shit as well. So, also, Perkins did an interview with Polygon, where he talked about the original plan for Vecna Eve of Ruin. That sounds amazing! And I think with the Forgotten Realms books, that I don't own, but one of you guys do because it's shared with me, there was like a little
it's probably me.
mini adventure that came with it that sounds like they took a lot of the ideas that Perkins had for Vecna Eve of Ruin and just went, well, we'll put them in this 32-page booklet. There, we did it! Hooray! But yeah, like, if you ever want to humble yourself, read this article and realize that Chris Perkins was setting up the final campaign adventure for D&D 5th edition. That wasn't going to happen for a decade. He put the first breadcrumbs into Princes of the Apocalypse, which was the second hardcover campaign that they released for D&D 5th edition. It came out, I think, in 2015. Because, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Tyranny of Dragons was 2014. So, yeah. 2015. 11 years ago now. He started putting these little breadcrumbs that were eventually going to pay off. Like, that is a level of planning I will never have. And it just goes to show you, if you think you're an amazing DM, you're still not Chris Perkins. And, you know, he's my friend, so, I mean, just makes it that much cooler. That being said, I think... go ahead.
I was going to say, I have recently started listening to a new book on Audible. It's by this author. It's called Hearthwitch's Guide to Magic and Murder. I finally started listening to it. I just wanted to point out that one, it is incredibly well written. I'm digging the characters. It is voice acted by a cast of the actual characters, so each chapter changes viewpoints. But my favorite thing is Kiri reads all of the cliff notes.
Yeah.
So she just so you're just listening to it, then all of a sudden she'll just pop in and be like, "Hey, da 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 da," including one of them, which I won't spoil it, but it's just. She reads off this fact, and then she's like, "This fact has nothing to do with the story, but the author thought it was neat." It is awesome.
I'm going to say a quote from here because I actually put some notes down in case we ever do a book discussion on one of her stuff again. It has been noted that 9 out of 10 necromancers prefer German.
Yes.
When Kiri was going through all this work to get Hearthwitch's Guide out, because I know Kiri, she's wonderful and she's amazing. She plays in my my Zelda game and has for many, many years now. we were able to get a few behind the scenes looks at stuff that was going on before she was allowed to reveal it to the public. And the amount of joy that she got through the process of getting the audio book done, especially since Alice, the Terra Mirum Chronicles, which you guys can't see on screen, but it's there, I promise. Her first like novel that came out, there's an audiobook version of that as well. And it was recorded entirely by Kiri, if I remember correctly. And it's a grueling process. Like,
yeah,
recording an audiobook is so much more difficult than you will ever think. Think about it this way. Have you ever talked for 8 hours straight?
Most people told me to shut up by then.
It's the joys of living by yourself. No one tells me to shut up. But yeah, you know, we were, you know, we were there when she was doing all this stuff for Alice, and it was really, really hard, and she was very proud of it. And then seeing how much different it was with Hearth Witches was just so wonderful and amazing. And Kiri deserves just all the good things. She really, really does.
So,
she's a genuinely wonderful person.
2 things. One, it's been said out loud on, like, I believe TikTok as well as Facebook and all kind of stuff. Later this fall, the Hearth Witch's Guide to Spite and Spell Work has been announced as the title. It's supposed to be this fall, so I know I'm going to be checking out Barnes & Noble to see if I can pre-order that. Point 2, in June, another thing you can pre-order, Critical Role, The Mighty Nine, Stories Untold, is going to be released in June, so you can also pre-order that as well. Kiri is one of the authors of those stories.
Mm-hmm. This specific story that she wrote, if you watched Campaign 2, probably one of the most famous scenes from Campaign 2 involves Jester, a hag, and a cupcake. And Kiri got to deal with the aftermath of that story. And they could not have picked a better author to write that. And again, I haven't read it yet. I have no idea what it is.
I have to imagine
stuff.
I have to imagine that story takes place between that and the live play of Ford and Jester's wedding. So whatever that story is going to be, it's going to be very interesting.
Without giving too much information away, I did have a conversation with someone who shall remain nameless that they kind of wondered if Kiri might have had an effect on what actually happened that night, because the story was written before that night happened.
Theory.
Yeah.
Theory, yeah.
Or at least we assume, because making a book takes a very, very long time to make. So, especially when you're dealing with that many different authors. So we assume that that's what had happened. And so, yeah, some of us were kind of going, I wonder if what Kiri wrote actually influenced that in any way, shape, or form, because that would be very, very cool.
And one last other little factoid: Kiri Callaghan loves hearing about Kiri the Kenku.
Love it. All right, so
I love you, Bard. I love you. Don't come after me.
Yeah, it's just so much fun having her pop up with little notes here and there.
She had so much fun doing it. It was amazing.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, please, Kiri is a good friend of mine, good friend of a few people here, and she's a phenomenally skilled author. So
again, that's A Hearth Witch's Guide to Spite and Spell Work, and Critical Role, Mighty Nine, Stories Untold.
Check them both out. It's gonna be super, super cool and amazing.
Pre-order.
All right, it would be really, really cool, because right now she is USA Today best-selling author Kiri Callaghan. We would love to add New York Times best-selling author to that thing, and I think it's technically like Don't get me wrong. I think with how popular Hearth Witch's Guide has been, I think it's very possible that we'll be able to do some cool stuff and get the sequel to sell very, very well, because I think a lot of people enjoyed Hearth Witches. However, we all know how Critical Role works. Like, we just know how it works. So if that book goes crazy, she will still be a best-selling author. So, yeah. Cool stuff. Anyway, unless we have any other announcements that we would like to say, I think that means it's time for us to return to the Legend of the Three Kingdoms. Scornmote is under attack. After having defeated the final general of the Dark Lord, the party returned to Middenwell to meet with the various allies that they had met along their adventures in the land of Cruciatalia. While they were there, the Dark Lord addressed the entirety of Cruciatalia, telling everyone in a week they would all be dead. He had decided that Cruciatalia had become a failure and he wished to start over. So he was going to send his hordes of monsters to destroy every living person in all of Cruciatalia so that he can start again. The party decided that that was not to be. They split up and started reinforcing the various cities to prevent this attack from claiming any lives. Thus far, the cities of Klausgate, Middenwell, and I think Ilmorn as well. Is that right?
Evanthorn, Klausgate, Scornmote, Minwell.
Yeah, so Evanthorn, Klausgate, and Middenwell have survived their battles, and the battle for Scornmote is in its middle. And that is where we return. Alright, so let's get back to I think I like that one. Alright, so the last time that we played, we unfortunately had to cut it a little bit short because my health is super awesome. But you guys had been defending Scornmote from a Skull Lord, effectively an undead wizard. You guys thus far have been able to get rid of the regenerating new vampire troops and the mounted skeleton knights who were doing some pretty decent bad stuff. But there's still 2 groups of skeleton archers and 4 groups of sword wraiths currently harassing the people of Scornmote. In addition to that, the storm giant skeleton, which is the war beast of this battle, was taken down rather mightily. However, the Skull Lord was able to resurrect it. And so the storm giant skeleton is still wreaking havoc as they attempt to destroy Scornmote. We have some special rules for this one. The more buildings that are destroyed, the lower the morale of everyone around will get. So we've been keeping track of that because of a valiant prayer by one of, I think it was the cleric, Lillian's father, I think. You guys basically have 11 building hit points, which effectively means all of your rolls have a +3 to their checks right from the get-go. So, do we all remember kind of the rough basics of how everything goes? Base DC is
13.
13. Thank you. Base DC is 13, so anytime you guys decide to do something, you're going to be rolling a d20 against a 13. And then if you do stuff like if the character you're controlling has some sort of advantage against the enemy, you get a +2 to that. If you're using one of their special abilities, you get a +3 to the roll. And then if you have some special tactic that you use, you can get up to a +4 to the roll. So, yeah. With that being said, I think we ended the last time with at the bottom of the order, so we're going to go right back to the top. The characters that we have available right now, just to remind me who's playing what. We have the unnamed monk, who's played by...
He is the named monk now, Dale.
Dale, yes.
Who may have been bitten by a vampire, rolled very, very, very poorly, and then as he was bleeding out, I believe it was Lillian's father who decided, well, I can either bring him back to life so he can die again, or I can cure his vampirism. We're going to go with the vampirism.
That was not Lillian's father. That was
Colin.
No.
Isn't that Colin?
The paladin.
Yeah.
Terrace. There we go, Terrace.
Oh, Terrace.
No, Colin is the other monk that I'm also controlling who has 3 hit points left.
Cool. So we have Dale and Colin. We have Henri, who's being controlled by...
Me.
Cool, all right. We have Terrace.
Me.
Okay. And then we have Lillian being controlled by Lillian.
What a novel concept.
That,
Yeah.
yeah. So, that being said, again, the town itself has taken a little bit of damage, but through some combined effort and stuff like that, you guys have been able to rally the people. If I remember correctly, you guys still have a building that has been blessed in such a way that undead things going in it take lots of damage. And then do you guys also have a fortress? Am I remembering someone casting a fortress spell? Or is that for a different one?
I think that might have been a different town.
There was a temple of the gods, I believe. Someone cast.
We did.
No.
Or am I thinking there's a lot of the battles.
You're thinking of a different battle.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. But you guys do still have that one building that is basically warded against the undead, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, that being said, the battle thus far has been bloody. You can see the kind of disintegrating... is there something you want to say, Dan?
I believe we also have 2 detonation traps available to us, yes.
Still 2 detonation traps available. Okay, cool.
And everyone's been heroes feasted. I remember that.
Yes. So, immune to fear.
Oh yeah, we use both the springs. And Henri is bombing around on us on a winged lion.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So, the battle thus far has been difficult, to say the least. The vampire troops had come in and had done a decent amount of damage. Now they lie disintegrating after being defeated. The mounted skeleton and then the knights had damaged quite a few of you as well, and now their bones litter various areas around. Skeleton archers are still finding spots where they can snipe and take pot shots at citizens, and the sword wraiths seem to be kind of slinking between shadows and things like that, looking for easy prey. All while the giant skeleton is lumbering into town, crushing whatever it can get near, and the Skull Lord stands back, concentrating its power, getting ready to strike again. So that being said, who would like to go first?
So do we know what people's HPs were?
I believe Dale is back with 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, Dale isn't.
I was gonna say I think Dale has 0. I think
I thought.
Colin has 3. Liliane is at, according to my notes, Liliane is at 5, and then
Yeah.
Henri and Teresa, I have 6. That could,
Um,
but I don't know. That may be wrong.
Well, I believe 5 should technically be max hit points for everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
I
willing to
think-
go with those
Oh,
numbers.
but the Hero's Feast gave an additional.
Yeah. So I'm willing to go with those numbers then. Whether they're completely accurate or not, I think they're close enough that we can work with them.
all right.
That's
Well,
what happens when you have to take time off, folks.
because someone's down and this is my shtick. On the winged lion, it's basically going to be a swoop, and he's going to try and cast, a healing spell down towards Colin.
Sure.
Oh, Terra said that was the buff for some people from Terrace had done ceremony. So I know there was a
Yeah, I believe that was on civilians, though, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So yeah, keeping that in mind. So yeah, a basic heal action. Which you don't have to roll for that, but any defense rolls that Henri makes until the start of his next turn will have a -2. So
Okay.
sure. So Henri kind of just swoops down and sees not only the unconscious, bleeding out body of Dale, but you can still sense the lingering effects of his recently cured vampirism that had already started changing his body slightly. So as you sit there and kind of pour some of your healing magic into him, it does take all of your focus to be able to get it to kind of attach to the parts that hadn't been turned undead and are still kind of recovering from that process. While that happens, the sword wraiths see that as an opportunity to attempt to attack Henri. So I need a defend roll from Henri as a group of sword wraiths come over and just start swinging at you, specifically swinging in a way that if they miss you, they would hit Dale, kind of forcing you to defend him while also defending yourself.
Well, Lady preserve us. And she do with a nat 20.
Ooh, all right. So, with a nat 20, gonna sneeze. Hate this. This is so much.
All
right,
right,
never mind.
Stare into a light. Stare into a light.
No, that hurts really, really bad. Migraines are not fun, folks.
Oh shit.
So, how would you see Henri kind of defending himself against these sword waves in a way that would hurt them in addition to defending yourself and Dale?
Since he's already channeling healing energy into Dale, he's just going to be muttering protective rites of the Dark Lady.
Okay. So, as the sword race come over, Henri is just sitting there invoking the name of the Dark Lady, pouring in as much of the kind of deep indigo healing energy as he can. And as he's doing this, he hears kind of movement, and without breaking his concentration, he just looks out of the corner of his eyes, and he sees these sword wraiths coming, and he's focusing on the healing, and he sees a blade coming down. And he just kind of sits there and looks up at it, and this kind of flash of deep indigo light just kind of comes up and smacks the sword out of nowhere. And he keeps focusing more and more and more, and then another one comes over, and another flash of light and another flash of light, and suddenly all of the indigo light stops, and Dale kind of starts breathing a little bit normally. You see a few of the wounds kind of mend, and you see some of the kind of necrotized flesh from the vampirism start to turn a little bit more, peach flesh colored. And as that happens, the sword wraiths are just sitting there kind of dazed. And Henri just goes, "Be gone!" and reaches his hand out, and they're just disintegrated. And there is now one less group of sword wraiths with a nat 20. All right, so that's done. Who would like to go next?
Sorry, how much healing does Dale receive?
Oh, 3, sorry.
Nope, thank you. Well, given that Dale is now up, he'll just like put his hand on Henri's shoulder and say thank you. And he's gonna go after the skeletal archers.
Okay. So crazy monk shits himself up building, and a bunch of skeletal archers just start aiming at him. Is there anything in particular he's gonna do, or he's just gonna jump forward and go?
Just trying to think. Yeah, I think he's just gonna try to use some of his momentum from climbing up the wall to like parkour off and be able to do one of those really sweet roundhouse kicks.
All right. Well, go ahead and make your roll. You've got a +3 from the buildings. And I'll say you being able to get close and do bludgeoning damage. I'll give you an advantageous pair up, so a total of +5.
Yeah.
DC 13.
Natural 20.
I was gonna say, knowing you, that face could have meant nat 1.
All right, so as Dale gets up, he kind of claps Henri on the shoulder and thanks. Looks for his pocket sand, realizes he has plenty, and starts kind of just running up a building, like Ronin warrior style, just kind of. And as he gets up, he sees a bunch of skeletal archers kind of ready their bows. And they start shooting at him, and he just starts running towards them. The first shot he grabs, immediately spins around, imbues some key energy into it, fires it back, shattering the skull of one of them. Another 2 bolts come flying at him, and he rolls under them, jumps up, and does a scissors kick, hitting both of those other two skeletal archers. And then as he lands, there's one final archer that has kind of taken himself up to the top of the highest point that they could find, has an arrow trained on him specifically, and the arrow comes directly at him, and he just goes breaks it in half, tosses it up, does a back spinning kick, and kicks both pieces of the arrow. They go hit the eye sockets of the skeleton, and you watch as the arms just drop. The necromantic energy keeping the bones together just fails, and the bones just kind of go down the sides of the roof that it was on. With a nat 20, we'll say that takes out both of the remaining skeletal archers. So we are out of skeletal archers. They are just sword wraiths, a storm giant skeleton, and the skull lord.
And Dale goes, "That was so cool. I wish my friend Jonathan Crimson Maze saw that."
As you're kind of standing up there exposed, you suddenly sense movement out of the corner of your eye, and you watch as what seems like a building starts rising up, and you realize the skull giant, or the storm giant skeleton, has somehow been able to get close enough to you, and he's just bringing his massive fist down to destroy you and the building that you are currently on, Dale. So,
Okay.
how do you want to defend against that?
Because I don't really
you
want.
flick your cigarette at an errant tank of propane.
Yeah.
You feel the spirit of Hank Hill. Gosh damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Dale.
I don't want him to bring his fist down on the building because that'll hurt the building and then lower our bonuses.
Mhm.
So can I see this blow coming in and then like jump onto his I want to say like jump onto his arm, or like I want to try to jump at him and parkour down him to distract him to where the swing will go wide.
Sure. I'll say you'll get a -2 to the rolls because it's going to be significantly more difficult than just dodging it.
Yeah.
But 100% you can do that.
Okay.
So with the +3 that you normally have from buildings and the -2, you're at a flat +1 right now.
Okay.
And I'll give you, to be fair, like that's a really good battle tactic. I'll give you a +3 for that. So,
Is a skeleton advantageous?
no, this is because he's trying to redirect them. This is actually a disadvantageous matchup. But overall, that's going to turn it into a +4. So
Okay. I don't know what happened with these dice.
what do we got this time?
Dirty 20.
Hey, what works, works. So, as you watch as the storm giant skeleton brings its massive skeletal fist up, you instantly realize this is a bad spot to be, and you're about to just jump out of the way. You realize, oh no, there are people in this building. So, instead of jumping out of the way, you instantly jump onto the skeletal rib cage of this creature and just start kind of climbing up, which kind of scares it, and you get into its face and just start kind of swinging in front of the eye sockets and everything, and like trying to yank teeth out and other things like that, the kind of wispy bits of beard that are still there from its life as a storm giant. You're starting to pull them out and things like that. It's and it brings its fist around to try and get you, and that's when you kind of jump up. It kind of hits itself and dizzies itself for a little bit, and then you just kind of parkour yourself down the back, and it turns and starts running after you as you kind of lead it through the city away from the areas that you know to be populated. Who wants to go next?
Go
Oh.
ahead.
Oh. Well, I would my food intention would be to help my father, but I will see him defeat the group that was attacking him. I think on my way, I will probably see another group of sword way and go out with them.
Okay. So you're kind of rushing over to kind of help your father. You see the sword race coming close. You're like, no, and you have your sword ready. And by the time you get close, you watch that he's already banished all of them. He's like, hey, son, how you doing? Are you winning? And so you go off to find another group of sword raids. These ones have cornered a family of 6, one of the larger families in Scornmote, seen as due to everything that's happened, smaller families were just safer. So yeah, full family of 6, mother, father, and then 4 kids ranging from 2 years at the youngest up to about 13 is their eldest. And they are kind of in a dead end alley. The father has a makeshift torch that he's kind of swinging wildly to try and keep them away, and the mother is kind of like cradling the 2-year-old and is trying to keep the kids back as much as they can. And the second youngest, a boy of about 4, kind of looks up with like tears in his eyes, and his eyes meet yours, Lane, and you see just the briefest spark of hope. How are you going to deal with these sword wraiths?
Well, I have my brother, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
There's a group of them, and all go in and running away is about like pat and block.
Mm-hmm.
The with one of the swords and then a period with the other ones to attack.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll give you advantageous pair up because undead. And then you have your flat +3 from the building, so +5. Man, last time you guys were rolling single digits.
We were either meeting bare minimum or
What do we
that's
got?
actually that was no either. That was all we were doing.
That one the solo.
Awesome. So you rush forward. You bring both of your blades to bear, and as you come forward, you come up to block the first sword wraith. Almost face planted there again. That was fun. You go to block the first sword wraith, and it sees what you're doing and kind of moves around and is able to get underneath your armor and do a little bit of damage. You take a single point of damage. You do everything that you can to protect the family, but unfortunately your efforts are not enough. You are able to protect the children and the mother, but the father unfortunately is mortally wounded as he fights alongside you, doing everything he can to protect his family. You are able to scare them away so that they don't hurt anyone else. But the father is being cradled by his wife and surrounded by his family, and unfortunately passes away. As that happens, the Skull Lord, seeing how devastating Henri has been to everything, the Skull Lord is going to start kind of creating this like tornado of bones that kind of raises him up higher so you can see a decent part of the city. And he's going to specifically look for Henri, and he fires a torrent of bones at Henri that start sticking to his arms and his legs and his body and start effectively entombing him in these bones. So Henri, I need a defense roll from you.
Does Henri being on the winged line help him at all?
Unfortunately not, because he had to do the healing thing.
Oh.
So, unfortunately, you still have that -2 to your roll. But if you've got any ideas about special stuff you'd like to do to defend against this, I'm open to conversation.
Special things, you say?
I don't know what you got, but if you want to get creative, right now you have a flat +1 to your roll, and because this is the Skull Lord, the DC is actually 14 for this. So,
How does a freedom of movement sound to you?
again, the way that
Yeah.
I set this up is you have your abilities that I believe you've used both of them thus far.
Yeah, I've used them.
So, unfortunately, you can't do that spell. But if you can come up with something else, I'm willing to give you some battle tactics.
Rowan's. I'm not playing Terrace. Terrace is still was fighting the. I'm presuming they're both within range. Would Terrace be in range, being a paladin, give them a buff as a paladin?
Um, what's Terrace's ability that we have for this?
Smite.
Smite. Yeah. So she tends to be a little bit more aggressive. Let's put it this way: if you would like to use your turn to help defend him against this, I'll let you make a roll against it as well. And if you can, I'll let you guys choose which one of those rolls that you take. So whoever rolls higher.
I'd rather Terrace be aggressive.
Okay.
Because you revived the giant. Because the lion is next to me, it could try and tear at the bones as they're coming at me, like trying to attach to me.
Okay, I'll give you a +2 for that. So
Okay, so
kind
plus
of
3
cancels
total.
out the negative for you.
No.
Okay, so as you are entombed alive by these bones, the lion itself does everything it can to try and help you, but it also gets into entombed. You are currently paralyzed. So you can't take any actions other than to attempt to get out of that. And any rolls that you make to try to defend yourself will be made at disadvantage.
Okay.
So yeah, who else hasn't gone this turn? I think we still have Terrace and Colin, right?
Yes.
So Terrace, you want to go first, or because you were
I
holding
was
your hand up?
Yeah, I was intending to do that to Terrace is going since this is the Skull Lord brought the giant skeleton back up.
Mm-hmm.
I know the skeleton's not 100%, so I think I don't want that. I want that giant skeleton taken down because that fucker needs to go.
It is
Terrace
currently
took that son of a bitch out. Like, you don't get to respawn, you jackass.
it is currently chasing Dale through the streets, so fighting it is not difficult.
Ideally, I'm hoping we can do that, and then we can tee up to focus more on either the Skull Lord or take out the Sword Race and Truce. We
Sure thing.
don't and worst case scenario, he dedicates more energy to trying to bring the thing back again, probably even weaker than before.
Well, since you've done it once before, I'll give you the advantageous pair up. So you're at a +5 for DC 13.
Okay. I'm not even fucking joking. Nat 20.
Oh, I saw just one thing on there. I was like,
yeah.
you get a nat 1?
No, that's a nat 20. That's Tasha's dice.
Ah, okay. So, you see the massive skeleton that you've killed once already, rushing around, and you see Dale just sitting there looking for places that are unoccupied to try and lead this creature away. And you guys catch eyes for just the briefest of moments, and he instantly knows what he needs to do. He kind of turns around, just picks up whatever is near him, and just hurls it at the thing. Goes, "Hey, dummy! over here, and starts rushing towards where Terrace is lying in wait. Terrace, you sit there and start channeling divine energy into your weapons. You can feel your strength getting larger and larger, and the power just flowing through you. And as the massive storm giant skeleton comes through, you lift. I think we decided that she has a warhammer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You lift your warhammer up and you go, no further! And you hurl it full on Thor style, and it's flipping through the air. And as it strikes the the storm giant skeleton, you watch as the bones don't break, they shatter. Shards of ribs implant all the buildings nearby. The head itself is launched all the way outside of Scornmote, far enough that you don't see where it lands. The legs immediately buckle under the pressure and break in 7 or 8 different places. The arms themselves fall in various places, and you see bits and pieces of them spread out across probably like 3 or 4 blocks in there. And as you sit there and your hammer kind of returns to your hand, you...
Your toy stays broken.
And the Skull Lord is less than pleased with that. So much so that what is
He just went, right?
I know. I'm trying to figure out, because there's only Skull Lord and Sword Wraiths left, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with this. I think, since there's still 3 different Sword Wraiths left, I think one of the Sword Wraiths is going to go after Terrace. So as you kind of go down, you can feel the immense amount of power you just used slowly leaving you. You suddenly see movement, and you can see a group of 4 Sword Wraiths coming forward and just all attacking simultaneously.
So defending.
Yep, defending.
What am I working with?
What do you want to work with? Come up with an idea.
Because if I believe Terrace Paladin, she's do they have it? They specialize in dealing with the undead.
I mean, not all paladins. Hashtag not all paladins, but yeah.
She does follow the Dark Lady, is my understanding, right?
Yeah, she has a particular distaste for the undead in general. So yeah, I'll give you advantageous pair up for that. So it'll be a +5.
Okay.
Or +5 total.
Okay. 14 +5, so 19.
Yeah, definitely. So as the sword race coming over, you smack one of the blades away, and it embeds itself in a wall. Another one comes down, and you smack it away with your broadsword. It kind of goes, lands a few dozen yards away. The third one comes and tries to impale you, and you just bring the warhammer down and slam the sword directly into ground below you. And the third one, as it's coming, you kind of move around and use the now impaled sword to kind of deflect it away and kind of spin it around and toss it away, completely unharmed. And that brings us to Colin.
So, seeing Henri now entombed in bone, does it seem like that's something I could break open
Sure,
to
if
help
you'd like
free
to.
them?
With the amount of necromantic energy in there, you think it's going to be difficult, i.e. the DC 14 from dealing with the Skull Lord, but you definitely can do that.
But it's bone, and punchies hurt bone.
If you want to try destroying it, I will say, if things go poorly, that damage has to go somewhere.
Can I, as I'm like rushing over there, do I see like a fallen like femur, like a big meaty bone somewhere on the ground?
Sure.
Shit's
if you
all
want
over
a
the place from
really
Terrace.
big, I was about to say, if you want a really big meaty bone, there's one that's about the size of a school bus near you.
I would like to pick one that I could comfortably handle.
Yeah, one of these skeleton archers you're able to get a femur from.
Perfect. I am going to rush over there, and as I try to bust it out, I'm going to use my Kensei Key Assault to charge the bone.
Ooh, me likey. It's generally not considered one of your Kensei weapons, but I'll make an exception for this.
Thank you.
So you guys watch as you guys watch as
metal as
Colin
fuck,
starts.
bro.
Colin starts rushing forward, and he reaches down. I will say, your Kensei weapon normally is a guandao. So to add a little bit of flavor to this, to make it kind of make a little bit more sense, let's say that you found one of the larger shards of the ribs impaled, and so you pull it out and you start brandishing it in the way that you normally would, and you guys start watching as this kind of jagged bone starts kind of glowing with golden key energy, and then you guys hear this really faint sound that makes you feel like the 80s are coming back. So you see, you are the last dragon, you possess the power of the glow. And the blade of the guandao starts to form. You kind of bring it up, and you still have to roll it'll be a... I'll give you advantageous pair up for that too, since you're doing that. Or I'll give you 2 for battle tactics. Let's do it that way. So 5, 3, plus 8 for DC 14.
Whew.
Also, I got to make a Last Dragon reference, so I mean...
I was very... Let me... Because a 7 and a 1 look very similar. But that's 15.
15 works. So, you are the last dragon. And you bring it down, and suddenly the bone prison just explodes outward. And you see Henri just kind of shake it off a little bit as the piece of rib that you have brandished starts to crumble in your hand, being overwhelmed with the power of ki that you've kind of infused into it. Just kind of disintegrates as you sit there and like full on like Neo.
All right.
But at the end of that, I'm going to say, since you guys have knocked out quite a few of these guys, they don't get another turn this turn. So we move back up to the top of the order. Who would like to go first?
Yeah.
Did you just mew?
I swore that came from Argenta's thing, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
I heard like a split-second view too.
Yeah,
right,
me too.
So who wants to go? Let's go
Okay.
with that.
If Lily, not Lily, Terrace wants to now take it to the Skull Lord.
All right. So after destroying the storm giant, you kind of point your warhammer at the Skull Lord, like, you're next. And you just start walking with purpose towards him. You see him start gathering up bones and things like that to completely destroy you with. Anything special you gonna do to Skull Lord? Make him feel pretty?
I'm tending to smite his ass, but that's only if I hit him.
Cool.
I don't know if we have anything else that we can team up with. Because I want to say I like this. I mean, want other people to be able to use the traps for the crowd work.
Well, to kind of clarify the things, as of right now, the only things that are not the Skull Lord that are alive are 3 groups of sword wraiths. So.
Oh, are all of vamps taken out?
Yeah, everybody out. You guys have killed everyone
okay.
but 3 groups of sword wraiths and the Skull Lord.
Okay. Yeah, I think just Lane just going to be just like there, bring it to bear, and just be like, you were the one of the most offensive things here to the Dark Lady. I fully intend to wipe you from the face of this land as well.
All right. So,
And after I
um,
talk all this shit, watch me biff it.
well, you get the 3 plus from the house, and I'll give you the advantageous pair up. So you still got a +5. DC 14 for this one.
I rolled a 10.
Not bad. So does that mean you're going to add on the Smite then?
If I yeah, so I hit, so that's yeah, because I got I got one more than I needed, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, so I'll use my last charge and smite.
Okay, so you guys watch as she's getting closer. The Skull Lord again raises himself up on a tornado of bones, and he starts kind of making this massive whirlwind of necrotic energy. And as you get up to kind of the barrier that he's created, you simply walk through, seemingly completely unaffected by it. As bones get close to you, they disintegrate. And as you get closer, you kind of plant yourself at the base of his little kind of column of bones. You're like, you need to be taken down a peg, and you swing at the bone column, and this huge explosion of deep indigo power as you invoke the power of the Dark Lady. How much damage did that do? I can't remember what the smite does as far as damage is concerned.
I think we just said it's just smite, so I don't know actually what it actually.
So normally you would do. Yeah, so normally you do 2 damage, and I think the last time the way I treated it was you just doubled it, so it turned it into 4 damage for the smite. So as you strike this, you watch as the energy kind of travels up, and this huge explosion happens, and the Skull Lord just falls all the way down, hits the ground hard. You can see there are cracks in his armor. You can see the energy keeping together is starting to seep out of all the different cracks and everything like that. As much as he's wounded now, he seems even more dangerous than he was a few moments ago, despite the fact that he seems to be barely hanging on to life. As he is sitting there, realizing the bad position that he's in, he reaches his hand over, and suddenly you watch his bones start knitting together into the shape of an undead horse, and a rider jumps onto it, and a skeletal knight starts rushing at you that has recently been raised. Before it can do anything, though, what do the rest of you want to do? Who wants to go next?
I think Dale, being inspired by Colin, will pick up a another rib, like a smaller one, and just like try to brandish it like it's a sword, and look at one of the wraiths and go ah, and then when the wraiths are like go like they're going to start attacking, he'll go oh shit, throw it away, and then run towards one of the detonator traps.
Okay. He's got a sword! You idiots! We've all got swords!
Yeah.
Oh. Cool. So as you sit there, you're like, you kind of flip it around, and then boom, and starts running away. The sword wraiths immediately start rushing after you. The trap itself counts as an ability, so that's a +3. I'm going to give you 2 for battle tactics for that, so that's 8 versus the DC 13. +8 versus DC 13. Now say if you can get above a 20, so 21 or higher, you will kill 2 groups.
So that's 27.
20.
Got a 19.
I'm going to say with a 27. So, Dale, as you sit there, you're like... You start running. You know where a trap is. As you're kind of turning around, you suddenly see another group of sword wraiths. And as you kind of stop, you're like... you guys haven't seen a Skull Lord around here, have you? Because I've got a package for him. They swing at you, you duck under, you start running around, finding another way there, and suddenly another group of skull wraiths is in your way. And you're like, seriously? You kind of slide under them. You have 12 sword wraiths all coming at you. They're getting closer and closer, and you see the trap. And so as you're running, you can see where the detonator is, and it's going to be very, very close. So to give yourself a slight bit of extra space, you very quickly kind of kick a cart wheel off, and the contents of the cart kind of spill in the way, not really putting two and two together that they're incorporeal, and so they're not really stopped by that, but it made you feel good. And as you get there, you kind of slide down, like full on sliding into home base thing, slam on it, and massive explosion. For fun, choose even or odd.
Odd.
All right. As you sit there, massive explosion. As the dust clears, the rest of you see Dale just kind of walking out, hair completely blown black, face covered in soot. He's sitting there. He's like cleaning out sword wraith guck from his ears. We should have done that the first time. Like, that worked super well, guys. However, after that happens, the newly risen mounted skeleton knight is going to attempt to trample Terrace, not only damaging her, but also knocking her down, which will prevent her from attacking for a turn. So Terrace, need a defend roll.
Okay.
Being undead, I'll still give you the advantageous pair up, but that's going to be about it because you're in a bad spot right now. So
Fair enough.
Total of +5 versus a DC 13.
Start blanking out, but rolled a 9, so 14.
Yep. Wow, you are really good at rolling one over.
That's what happened last time, dude. We were like rolling mid-league.
So, as the mounted knight is coming towards you, the skeletal horse kind of rears up and starts trying to kind of stomp you with its front hooves. You roll out of the way, and as the hooves come smashing down, they completely obliterate the spot that you were in milliseconds previous. You are now kind of backed away and cut off from the rest of your friends, with the skeletal knight and the skull lord separating you from all of your friends, and the kind of necrotic tornado that you are in, making you kind of sequestered off from everybody else. Who would like to go next?
I think movie is happening trying to console the family that want their father happen. Would go after the snowboard at this point.
Okay. So you rush over. You can see Terrace is fighting for her life right now. The newly risen skeletal knight is even more aggressive than the ones that you guys have fought before. It has kind of coalesced this massive three-headed flail that it keeps swinging at Terrace, who she's able to battle away sometimes or dodge out of the way, but you can see she's getting really, really tired going toe-to-toe with this, and you can see the Skull Lord is already growing a massive spike out of the bones that is about to impale Terrace. You rush over. Is there anything special you're going to do?
I will, if I can, I will use my
anything else special you want to do? As far as you can tell, like the Skull Lord seems kind of transfixed on Terrace.
And Skullord is rough.
Yeah, he's a DC.
No, I mean he's in rough shape, is what I mean.
Oh yeah.
If he just brought the bacteria, can I try to break him some hours?
Sure. I'll give you I'll give you a +2 for battle tactics for that.
Alright.
You already have your advantageous pair up, so we'll call it a total of +7 versus a DC 14.
Alright. That would be a 24 total.
All right. In that case,
does Lily A want to smite?
claim your kill.
Yeah.
Describe your victory.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so I said, I'll try to fight my way around and move into classes. And I'll reconnect my sword to it the wrong sword again. And I'll come around and I'll try to decapitate him. And yeah.
Okay. So, Liliane, you start rushing forward. You can see Terrace is fighting for her life against this knight. You can see the Skull Lord is creating this very wicked, barbed spike of bones that it's about ready to impale Terrace with. Without thinking, you immediately start rushing around outside his realm of vision. You see this giant tornado of necrotic energy. And as you go into it, you recombine your blades into the single longsword. And as the light shines even brighter, the tornado seems to kind of deaden a little bit as you go through. As you get closer and closer, fighting against the bones in the air and everything like that, you finally get close enough. You just kind of whisper, "Hey, bonehead!" Shoom! And you decapitate the thing. You watch as the body falls and the head starts rising up, and you realize through whatever is going on here in the mixture of divine magic and just terror here, you're watching the birth of a demi-lich. So you watch as all of the necrotic energy starts kind of coalescing, and you see these two perfect jewels start to form in the eye sockets of this Skull Lord. And as the demi-lich starts to coalesce, you kind of flip the longsword around and just throw it, and it goes shoom, completely impaling the demi-lich. There is a massive explosion of necrotic energy as the attempted phylactery that was attempting to be formed is burst at the same time as the demi-lich is destroyed. All of you guys are knocked backwards. As the dust settles, you all look around. You can see the town itself is not unharmed, but you have been able to protect it exceptionally well. There were a few civilians that unfortunately were casualties, but the town itself has survived. And as the tiny bits of light start peeking over the eastern horizon as the sun starts to rise, you guys wonder how the other towns are faring in their defense. Unfortunately, though, that is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Yay, Lily ain't destroyed Jared Leto.
and he wouldn't drop character the entire fucking time, and he mailed you a dead rat. And as always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/trainer Jody. So definitely check that out. As a reminder, it is high time for you to pick up your copy of the Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder, written by USA Today best-selling author Kiri Callaghan. And if you really want to have a treat, pick up the audiobook format to not only be entertained by effectively an audio play, but you also get to hear Kiri giving you random facts while you are listening to her amazing book.
As soon as you can, pre-order a Hearth Witch's Guide to Spite and Spellwork.
I will simply point out, last time we played, I think the highest roll I got was a 4.
You were really rolling rough last.
It was really bad. Since I've started listening to Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder, I've been rolling like a champ.
Yeah, I hope you guys understand that I am going to message Kiri after this and go, by the way, apparently your audiobook improves rolls for D&D, so you may want to put that in the marketing spiel for the next book. By the way, if you're rolling poorly, listen to my book and you'll roll nat 20s.
We're not saying you should enter into a warlock pact with a Fey author. We're not saying that.
Hi, can I have your name? No, you may not. Anyway, again, this is going to be all for us today. And I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.